Okay, hello, welcome back to VR Master League. VR here today with, well, yet another match. Right now, we have a team. We have a pair of teams. We got, yeah, there is a team and team geometry. Oh my, teams aplenty. And wouldn't you know it, you've got the big dummy, Palidore. That's right. Insulting me was whoever was on that VRML account. Rude. But hi, I'm back. I got this. Gonna need it. I took a 8-minute nap before this. It took me that long, and then before I knew it, boom! It was time. It was team. It was 2 of them. And we're here. There is indeed a team called Geometry. There is a player named Bartstar in the Twitch chat. Hi. We've got Nadash. Hi. As well as Fire Dude and the Prime, and Kit Catastrophe as well. Best Beck, all of you guys here. Glad you are here. Echo Arena VRML even in the chat with the rudeness. I got Nick Tribaldos. Yeah, welcome as well. Glad to have you. So yes, you got, let's see, 25 seconds left on the prediction polls if you guys want to run that. But
what's your vertical? In the meanwhile, yeah, we got 2 matches. 2. Can you count them? I can.
8-minute power nap. Math. Yeah, pretty much was the case. You see, I meant to take more like a 45-minute power nap, but then I got caught up looking at re-listening and to some of the casts from earlier, because I was so self-conscious. I thought, oh man, you sounded like a bumbling buffoon, Palidore, but you know, it was okay. See, we are critical of the most of ourselves, aren't we? Lesson of the night. But yes, what's up? Bartstar, the shooting star. Oh, sorry, that wasn't a caster. I thought it was a shout out. It was actually a word sneak. I wrecked it. It's what you get though when I'm this many casts into a night. So hey, it works for me. Maybe I'll get it next time. In fact, I'm sorry. I'll just refund you. I'm not gonna rip you off for your word sneak. I already gave the rush shoutouts over on channel 2 just before I ended an hour. Was it an hour? Time flies. Hour or 2 ago. Yeah, definitely. So I don't know what the situation is like now, but definitely been fun developments over there in Diamond Division, eh? On some of those rankings here going into the Challengers Cup for sure. But yes, so these 2 teams and well, there is a team in Geometry. I saw someone pointing it out. Obviously, you know, there's a team called There Is No Team. This team is not that team. There is a team. Not the A team, not to be confused, but A team. Late Toast was a member of There Is No Team. I feel like it's going to be very confusing for no one who's ever watched VRML before, perhaps. And there's a few family members maybe stopping by, so shout out to you guys if you are. Just from what I was gathering from the old spying that I was doing through my ear holes before this match started. But yeah, welcome, family and friends and such. So I'm going to try and explain this the best that I can, but I feel like it's already doomed for failure nonetheless. Though, Late Toast coming in off of a team called There Is No Team, but now on a team called There Is A Team. And with that, someone go call Mr. T. I pity the fool, and this fool's name is Palidore. Round 1 is about to start. Let's go. But yes, someone was mentioning, I didn't even get to my point. As a, whoa, no! Whoa! Mort is gonna save that! I only wish that went in, only because, why did my overlays are wrong. Excuse me. I'll flip this. Only because there were some really unusual scores earlier on today, some unusual stats. There was history made in VRML in terms of first tonight, for those who weren't in there. I'm not going to backtrack all too much, but the most significant one was the, there was a Baka Hammer. 136 stuns in 3 rounds. Had 99 stuns in 2 rounds. Still reeling from that. But aside of that, I've seen multiple of these really weird self-goals, which I've never seen before. In a sense, there was one from midfield that went off of a player's head and careened into the goal for 3. There was another one that took like a 0 angle bounce off the floor into the goalie's head and was a 3. There's been a lot of weird things tonight, but in very entertaining ways. I'm looking forward to more of that here tonight as a shot, not quite on, but late toast with a rebound. And now back to the other corner where there's maybe another rebound about to be had. Granted, will be slung into the midfield to the trap. There's Yoda. So Yoda up to the cloud. There's Greg to Mort. Mort! The first couple points. And the spin from Greg with a grace. So. Pally's weekend habit. What's my weekend habit? That's, what, getting teams wrong, something like that? I don't know. It's more so my habit once I get this deep into the streams and also come out of an 8-minute power nap. You know, I tend to miss things. I'm sorry, I'm not always the try-hard professional that I strive to be, but I will provide the excites, or at least these teams will, and I'll just talk about it. Over here, though, to Flatbush had Team Geometry, by the by. I mean, talking about those exciting games earlier on. Well, this was one of the team involved in those matches. We saw Team Geometry earlier on tonight, indeed, in a stellar match. Insomniac here with the disc. Now, if I do recall, I don't think Insomniac was playing last time. Now, if he was, that is a horrible call on my part, and I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Send the Weave definitely was, and they'll send the Weave it through for the 2. How about that? Gets a couple points, and it's tied.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so a few minutes in, and now Mort. Shout out to Mort. It's great to see Mort as always. I don't know. Mort's a pleasant player for all kinds of reasons. But yeah, glad to see Mort here back on a team. Literally. Will be Greg though to the boots. There's Yoda, and Yoda mans the 2 points despite the efforts of Quentin on a near save.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7.
And I see also Grumpy in the chats. Welcome to it. So Quentin now rolling out. Interesting. Roll out there to the tunnel pass. Just because they could. That said, they will miss the grab here in the tunnel. So that may be a turnover about to happen, and it will be to Mort. So Mort 4. There is a team. And we'll be Insomniac now with a disc. See, the thing is, for there is no team. You know, their acronym, or I guess initialism, is TINT, right? T-I-N-T. For this team, not quite the same. Tiat! Oh, how about that? Quentin with an alley-oop from Insomniac. Why not? 4-4. Points being, they're back on the board. Close game so far. Fun to watch.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Do you drive a Tiat, a Fiat? Well, seeing if they can complete another play, and I will definitely stop it after that. I was really tempted to say Viat, but I will. Well, I did. Anyway, late toast with a disc. Has Greg, has Yoda. Some nice spacing here, all in triangle formation. Insomniac contesting and fairly well. And faring well at that. Look at the grab as well. Took it out. And Insomniac just hitting the brakes and resetting. I like that. I like that a lot. Will be now Quentin with the disc, sending it up to Zen. Zen from the pocket. And that sounded so sus. I know. I see. I had to really be careful, and I might not have taken enough care. That said, these teams taking great care of the disc, trying to not miss a pass. They won't. Insomniac gets it in, past a couple defenders, and it's a 2-point advantage. Geometry.
10, 9, 8,
That's okay. I already had a casting botch earlier on. That low review was so kind to clip. It left me quite naked on the cast, let's just say. But.
That's what we call
No, but it's going to be a clear to the bubble and actually bouncing a few different ways. Now down the lane, it's going to be taken here by Mort or Late Toast has a reset to Yoda if they need, and they might have needed it because instead it's this intercept by Zen in that mid line, and Zen now will reset it. Zen over to Quentin, Quentin back to Zen. And the passing continues. Insomniac just waiting. You can see the fist flashing and trying to call for the pass, but Mort had that one read. Mort, of course, a pretty sturdy defender here. And seeing if they can go for that fadeaway shot for Greg. Out of place, but not out of sight and not out of mind. It will be Flatbush to Quentin, and they're going to go back at the offense yet again. And Prime. No. That's only... Where's Of? That's only for my of page, which is to say whoosh. Taken here, though. I mean, I half assume of is maybe there, but maybe not. Yoda with the disc, gonna send it over to Greg. Greg now sending it left lane to Mort. Mort quickly to Late Toast. Late Toast, but Quentin. Well, cheers to that and a toast to that. Kraken in the goal for sure. Yoda one more. Late Toast, the finish, the flourish, the tie. And it nourishes me on the cast. See, doesn't matter power nap or not, these ones bring me back alive. It's not until we get to the in-between matches that I start going dead again on the old casting batteries. Of course, if you're wondering where all this energy comes from at this point of the night, the Dr. Pepper. Not to be confused by Dr. Pepsi. Quentin now, gonna send it left lane, right through on this launch out. Gonna be picked by Yoda. Yoda arriving there with Mort on the stack, but getting broken up a little bit by Insomniac on that Insomni stack, but right back to Quentin at the midfield. Midfield to the front line and bouncing all around. PAMWOW, shame on you. Shame on you. Back though. Oh, I'm noticing... Suddenly, seeing PAMWOW in the chat made me notice the ping in the caster's channel. I can only assume, I'm gonna guess it was from Pam. Zen the Weave, though, with a pass over to Quentin. Quentin to the back. Quickly to Late. Not too late. Maybe through Late. Whatever the case, it's a 2-point advantage for Geometry.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Aha! There was indeed a Pam ping that I had missed. And now I feel bad. Well, Pam, please join me for the next cast. Or even the next round, for that matter. Perhaps. I don't mind. Mort here. Won't mind at all, sending it to the tunnel. So, Late Toast now, trying to tie it up here with a fast joust. I mean, they get the 2-on-2 in the goal, and there it goes for Yoda! So tied it is!
12, 11, 10, 9.
And so the story goes, and the story changes, as says Crizzo. This is Crizzy. We're launching out now. 1 minute left. In other words, everything now from this point on, it's clutch. At least everything good. So will be Zen the Weeb with the disc. Zen losing it though. Greg and Mort really trying to get together there on the chains, but Flatbush leaving him flat in the bush. And it's maybe two birds, and now to the goal, but just missing. What's the phrase? 2 in the hand, 1 in the bush, or 1 in the bird, and 2 in the hand, and whatever. Anyway, back to the midfield. 26 seconds left, guys. All I know is overtime or a game winner at this point. There's no other alternative. Let's see. It's gonna be Insomniac deep down, and picking it up off the wall, overshooting, but no, gathering. Zen the Weeb, big stun from Late Toast. Crucial stun from Late Toast at that. So will be still another attempt here. There's Flatbush over to the corner. They have one more attempt to the backboard. Oh, what a save from Greg! Holy smokes! Wow! Overtime! What a grab at the last second! Okay, this is nuts, and I am fully awake. Wow. The clutch kept them clutch. All too much. 2 minutes left in this OT situation. What a highlight. Clip that, please. That's set over here into the trench. It's the start of overtime in round number 1. Immensely clutch play. Let's see if they can turn into some offense, but no. It's a stack flying through now for Flatbush, actually stunning the stack players for their is A team, which was clutch in its own right. We're seeing a lot of clutchness here. Wow! Okay, so Late Toast and Greg now trying to connect and find something. Meanwhile, on the tunnel, it's Yoda and Insomniac contesting. Insomniac desperately searching for someone to dish it off to, and does find a pass over to the trap. However, not quite in the grasp of the player there. So Quentin now, looking for a little bit of a leech. Breaking away, could it be? There's more. There's Greg, had the heroics, and couldn't get that one. Will be missed by Late Toast, but a re-grab, and they're gonna attack again, but just missing. Oh, the opportunity's lost. So let's see what this one turns into. This is I don't know, the adrenaline is absolutely flowing and burning hot, if nothing else. Is that healthy? Probably not. But back into the opposite side, back and forth, these two teams absolutely sweating things out. Sudden death, 45 seconds left, maybe even a double team, double OT that is on the way. Now Yoda, being juked there by Flatbush, nice jump. Gotta be wary of the stack at the midfield though, so sending it through. That's gonna take a bounce, and the stack meeting it up. There's Insomniac, now Quentin the stun, and it's done in round one. Insomniac finishes the job. The goalie stun, the heroics undone with that though. Wow, that's a fun match so far. Team Geometry for the second time tonight now showing up on stream, and this one, wow. All right, so 10-8, I'm gonna send you off to the score screen by Ignite, and PAMWOW, should you be in the general area within earshot of my voice right now, I'm gonna try and get you in real quick if I can for round two, if you want to oblige. I feel extra bad now because I denied Pam the chance to to cast that one with me. Just the first round alone. Feels bad, man. Feels Pam, man. In any case, Caster's channel. Got you the link if you happen to want to join. Monsieur PAMWOW. But that said, what a round. Oops. Why did that not save? 10-8, not 10-0, of course. Stellar is the word to describe that one. This is the first stream for there is a team as a roster here. They've had 3 matches so far. They've got the round 2 coming up in a hot second now. And trying to show up against Team Geometry, who has been having themselves quite a time. You know, 16-9, the win-loss for Team Geometry. So they've been on some hot streaks here this season for sure. Now that said, I see Pam, and Pam, how's it going, man? Are you in the game?
I'm in the game, and I'm great to be in the game. Great to be dropping by here. I mean, like that save we saw earlier to bring it through that to that overtime. I mean, what a play in general. Definitely had me at the edge of my seat. Definitely had me begging to get into this game. So great to be here, and don't feel bad about anything because I actually asked to join you on these next casts afterwards after this first game had started. So yeah. Wasn't actually planning on getting in on this one. So don't feel bad about anything.
All right, you know what? I won't then. I'm glad to have you here. That's the point. We are both now very glad to have each other.
Nice.
I guess. All right, well, second round, and yeah, that was super exciting without a doubt. I mean, needless to say, I was mentioning towards the beginning of the round, right? There's been some history tonight being made across the VRML stream. A lot of first-time highlights and sights that I've seen. So cool that we still get that 4 years into the game, just about. I'm still getting that 1,000 matches in on just the casting and VRML alone. You gotta love it. I love it. I love it. And Late Toast now with the disc.
Yep, Late Toast finding that clear towards the mid side now. Here comes the follow-up, a one-man follow-up, an open goal. Will they find it? A slight hesitation onto that goal. Now trying to re-grab that disc off the bubble, setting up towards the right pole, and there's the finish from Late Toast.
Yeah, Late Toast had a couple. It was basically the recipient of several of those finished plays, you know, in that last round, right, where they were just able to send one pass. Late Toast ended up, slapping it and getting rid of it quickly, basically, to finish off the plays. And you know what I like for there is a team here is the fact that they just lost in a tough situation in OT, and yet they've got the first 2 goals in round 2. So they're not discouraged. They're just sticking true to their game.
Yep, and now Team Geometry looking to bring themselves back into this round, possibly seal it with 2 rounds to none. A close shot there. Here comes the rebound. Zen the Weeb resetting it back there to Flat. Now Flatbush with the disc. Might send it back towards the right. Quinton making his way up into the right shoulder off the backboard. However, it's going to be Insomniac, and what a play there.
Reminiscent there of Latos was talking about how we saw that. Well, Insomniac just the same. I mean, really... These players know if they do waste time, especially once you're that close to the goal, you're going to be at heavy risk for a save or someone diving and stunning you. So really a great floor awareness and getting rid of the disc just as quickly and accurately as they needed to.
Yep, and now in the left tunnel we have Late Toast with the disc. So there is a team looking to seal themselves away within this second round. I mean, take it to the third round. We love those close situations. I mean, talk about a close one within the first round provided. So now Late Toast with the disc, taking it slow and trying to maintain the possession here. So taking a few paces back after being met with a bit of pressure there from Flatbush, trying to find that pass to the right. But that will be the intercept and the Dusty, I believe, as well as a clear through the left tunnel.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna sail right by the goal, trying to readjust there, maybe still have time for a 3, potentially just opt for the safer play, and nothing wrong with that, because they tie it up. Zen to Quinton, 4 apiece now.
Yep, and talk about a day of history in VRML. We've got, later on as well as this, we have Outlaws and Leviathan in a few hours from now, but I mean, two of the more stronger opponents in the Oceanic region heading up against each other. So a lot of great games happening across the board today. So stay tuned if you want a piece of that action. But with that said, Late Toast now finding that pass intercepted.
Did you happen to hear the stat that I rattled off, the specific history-making one? As a rebound here goes for Zen. They're going to get a soft one. Did you catch that at the beginning of the stream? Because if not, I'll reiterate it for you, just because I want to keep blowing people's minds a little bit.
I joined around at the same time as that save occurred. Like, I just made it for that action. So you're going to have to retell us that story. Yeah,
so match earlier on, it was Baka Hammer, who got in 2 rounds, 99 stuns. It went to 3 rounds, ended up with 136 stuns. Record, yes.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yep. I'm just gonna keep rattling that off for the rest of the day because it blew my mind. Because the thing is that broke a record, but I mean, not even close. Like that is it should have been a 4-round match, basically. Like, just by that number. Yeah. When I saw the number 99 at the end of 2, I had to do like a quadruple take because I thought I was reading the ping or something. Like, huh? Wait, what? It doesn't show it doesn't show the ping numbers on Ignite stats. Why am I seeing 99? And then I had to just like readjust and rub my eyeballs. It was stuns.
I mean, his name is Barker, and there's nothing. There's something stupid about that amount of stuns. I don't know what's going on there, but quite a bit of stuns. I mean, I'm from here in the OC region. I mean, his stuns is second nature. That's you always want to be going for those high stuns because people just like punching each other here. So to get someone like me shocked at that amount of stuns, you got to pull off a lot, and indeed I am stunned by that one. How many did you say? 100 and what, Palidore?
I believe it was a 130. It was 130 something. I think 134
wow.
30, or 36. And Pyro Games, according to Pyro, and they're saying that he's done more in other games. Apparently, may have been unstreamed. I believe it, frankly. But regardless, as far as the on-record, on-stream thing, the previous record on stream, to my knowledge, was way back in pre-season 1, so over a year ago, 14 months, 15 months. Yperm had, I think, 103, 106, something like that in 3 rounds. But that's what I'm saying. Broke the record by a large amount. It wasn't just a small bit.
Yeah. And even taking a look back at this game now, Team Geometry doing very well within that first round to take back that round. And I mean, now there is a team. They've had this pause for a while, and although they did start off strong within this second round, that was cut off almost immediately by Team Geometry. So maybe with this pause, maybe with this just advantage, they might be able to take back that momentum and take back the round more.
All right, Late Toast trying to bring back bring it back a little bit because they scored those first 2 points, but 6-0 run. So trying to close off that wound before it gets too large and in charge. It's Greg.
Great shot there from Greg. 6-6, tying it up in the second round here. I wouldn't be surprised at another overtime. However, we are at the 5-minute mark now, so still a bunch of time there left for this second round. Team Geometry now with the Joust advantage. And yeah, looking to make use of it as they grab onto it. That will be Quinton.
And Quinton just eyeing down that stack defense, kind of rushing a bit of a clear there. So initially did the right thing and just didn't get baited into a quick throw. And then did throw it, and with that, the stack is able to gather that. That's going to open up a window for there is a team to maybe get it. Had it not been for that overshoot, so the defense at least back in the bubble now.
Yep, and the regrabs will prove to work. Under setting up around the bubble, that quick pass there will work, and Yoda sealing it in. I mean, you always got to love seeing those regrab follow-ups, Palidore, and it just... Although sometimes it doesn't meet its target immediately, as long as you're able to quickly realign yourselves with that disc and find it, you can definitely find a lot more points for your team there. So 6-8 now, Team Geometry.
Yeah, and now going for that unique rollout there where they kind of have the delayed tunnel exit and send it back to that receiver. So trying to play it patiently on their side of the floor. They're down by 2 points, but doing a pretty nice job, pretty bang-up job, in fact, maneuvering around that Yoda and Mort stack to at least get it to the blue side of the floor here. And yeah, I like that roll-up. It was pretty patient and overall well executed.
Yep, and you can actually see Quinton attempting to set up around the left side of that bubble on the left shoulder, but constantly being marked here by Greg. However, making a break for it is Insomniac with another 2 points, so tying up the scores yet again.
Yeah, this is looking like a repeat of the first round. Maybe a little bit higher scoring pace at that even. You know, round 1 ended in overtime. For those who didn't catch that somehow, and if you didn't, oof, so much clutch. But 10-8. 10-8. Right now, 8-8. Still a few minutes left, but it's basically a similar kind of pace where neither team is really getting a ton of separation here.
Yep, and with that said, attempting to separate those regrabs for a moment there in the midsection. More they're sending it back and forth to each other here. Both teams know that they're trying to find these points. They need to get some distance away from each other in terms of points. So they're all looking for that last desperate clear, and what a bounce follow-up. That was almost too perfect. I think that was a planned pass rebound there. 10-8 now.
Even off the grab, so look at that on the replay, just bounces, and yeah, perfect spot. Didn't even need to move the arm, just had it already extended, grabbed it, and flew right through. Basically, you know, wasting no extra muscle movement, I suppose, and it worked out.
Yep, and look at these regrabs coming from there is a no team. Look at those regrabs coming in. Sorry, you can't change the team name, and oh my goodness, that save was insane. But Zen the Weave followed up immediately with a slam dunk, and the scores are tied again.
So it goes, PAMWOW. So it goes. Not a surprise. Less than 2 minutes left. It's locked up. So I'm not gonna jinx it, but it's tied up. That's all I'm saying for now. And it's gonna be Late Toast launching out for there is a team, and just before, or just as the sun came out, managed to get a soft one to Mort, but taking it back, it's going to be Flat.
Okay, Flatbush now crossing it over to Zen the Weeb. Now Team Geometry have found the first round, so any amount of points to bring them back within this round will mean the game. So resetting it back towards their side, there will be Quinton now funneling it back into the bubble, and he will be the goalie leaving the post. Late Toast, that is, clearing it towards that mid side. Here come the regrab follow-up. No, the follow-up from Quinton, funneling it back, but the intercept.
Another near intercept there, so getting lost in translation on some of these passes, these teams. Once more, as we approach this final minutes of the round, you know they're feeling the heat, and certainly for there is a team trying to force that round 3 with a win here, but they need to defend against that. Could be devastation, but no, they're going to be so happy to see that ding. That's sad, though. Another one barely missing, and that's going to be taken up high of Greg as well as Zen the Weeb, and a lot of aggression here in the midfield now.
Quinton saw that open goal earlier and went for the snipe, unfortunately dinging off that top post there, but what a shot indeed. Now here comes Team Geometry. 30 seconds left on the clock. They need to find the points now if they're going to find any off the back post. A reset here. They're trying to time this shot as perfectly as possible, but Mort with the intercept. Great read there from There Is a Team, and maybe the follow-ups, the regrabs are there. Will they be on target? Here comes the shot potentially. They're taking their time on this one, and they're going to find the slam dunk to take it to the third round.
You know, for as calm and collected as Yoda looked there, I was clenching in my chair. Had the angle down the floor, I was thinking,
yeah,
you need to shoot that.
Hey, buddy, you need to shoot that. Are you going to shoot that?
Just go for the shot, please.
Please, go for the shot, please. I managed to get it at the very end. I was very nervous for There Is a Team, but they get the win.
Yeah, especially when you see those regrabs coming back in from Team Geometry. I mean, it's definitely nerve-wracking, but you know what? Another sip of the good old Dr. Pepper, and we're back into the third round, and we're calm and collected ourselves here.
Yeah. Cheers. You made me happy right there.
You know what? I feel like I need to refrain from the drink that shall not be named jokes from now on. You know, I'm gonna take it easy from now on. You know.
Yeah. Look. Cam Jam, he's tried Dr. Pepper now. Now, granted, he said it kind of tasted weird.
Maybe it's because he's from New Zealand and maybe they have different imports. I don't know. I'm trying to defend the legacy of Dr. Pepper.
And for that, you will always have a job here. Unlike Skinny.
Ah.
Sorry, Skinny. It's been a while. Love you, Skinny.
Also, yeah, just even looking in the chat here, Kick Tashu as well. I still can't find any Dr. Pepper around my area. See, that's the thing. It's quite scarce here in Australia. I mean, if you know the right spots, you will find them. But until then, I will be a Dr. Pepperless child. But I am very happy to be heading into this third round. However, Team Geometry and There Is a Team definitely providing a lot of action here.
Ooh, just headbutts back and forth. No one actually getting a grab yet. Finally, will be Insomniac. Here's trying to start off the right way. Close. Again, only one goal deciding both rounds. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. The 1-2 step. Someone go call Sierra. It's a 2-point lead. I just gave away my age again. Oh, that's sad. Got the points.
It's okay, Palidore. I'm pretty sure that maybe one time after I'm rewatching the VODs of these games, I'll get your jokes soon, someday. Maybe when I'm older. Well, does it work like that? Hopefully, maybe. Light toast with the disc, clearing it towards the left.
One day you'll be old too, Sonny.
An Insomniac with the disc here for Team Geometry.
I just had SpongeBob flashbacks there. So he sounded like every single old character in that show. But with that said, moving it to the right, that's going to be Yoda. That's going to be Yoda. You really are old. Sending it towards the bubble. And now a retaliation possibly. No, late toast.
All right, Late Toast trying to just be evasive around that defender. Again, aggressive are these players, not afraid to press out when they need to. And we'll be drove in, though. Got to be careful, because when you're marking everyone else but the QB, well, that just means a walk-in goal, as we see from time to time. Wow, Mort putting some authority behind that stamp. Quinton, I think it's the second time this match we've seen a near save just turn into a goal nonetheless.
Yeah, Mort definitely had to jump to grab that disc there. You could see his arm extended out for it and had to find those last few inches with that jump there. So found the disc and forced it into goals there practically. So now 2-2 within the opening few minutes of this third round here. And Team Geometry now with the possession.
Well, Zen the Weeb setting it up top. Once more, liking the patience behind these rollouts. Gets a little bit lost there, but, you know, not being all too rushed with it. They're positioned well. They're getting the disc, corner to corner to try to invade those stacks. And as you see, they even get the disc back here, and they're going to do it again. Going for the Y's back out. All the meantime, see some stuns in the tunnel to break up the stack. So nice work, and just control being shown here from Geometry, which they're definitely going to need to do if they want to come ahead in this round.
They're able to work that disc up until the offensive region, and then There Is a Team just provide a lot of defensive plays here, and I mean, they create a lot of pressure around the backboard. Saying this, jinxing this at the same time, Quinton finding those 2 points off the backboard, so great passing there from Team Geometry. Pretty much I'm going to take back whatever I just said there.
No takesy backsies. In the Twitch chat there, by the way, people asking, no, unfortunately no Dr. Pepper sponsor quite yet, but one day. Even if it means only for me and not for all of VRML, it's the sacrifice I'm willing to make, or VRML is willing to make. I'm gonna get my Dr. Pepper sponsor. You just wait. Yoda, though, they're gonna get their 2 points right there to tie it up again. It's still close. I mean, we're 22 minutes into this match now, or 23, and it's been like this the entire time, Pam.
Soon may the sponsorship come to bring us Dr. Pepper and stuff fun. I don't know. But, I mean, maybe that song might bring some interest. You never know. Clip it and send it to Dr. Pepper. Hey, we want PAMWOW's song for it, so give it. Anyway, Quinton now trying to give it off the backboard, and it worked. Oh my goodness, that was very close to the post, but found it regardless. A brilliant shot there off the backboard from Quinton.
Yeah, one thing to make those pocket shots head on, but then to make a pocket shot off a backboard play just takes the nicest of touches. For sure. Got the benefit of that. Team Geometry up by a narrow 2 still. 6 minutes left.
Yep, 6 minutes on the clock here, and resuming that possession here, sending it back towards the shield, and Flatbush was waiting on it, watched the trajectory of that disc, and analyzed and struck the disc.
Yes, indeed. And also, I want to note, for those who actually haven't seen, just real quick, if you saw the recent VRML announcement, in collaboration, hold on, the joust coming out here, but with, well, several recognizable names across the gaming industry. Zombieland, partnering up with them, with, you know, courtesy of, as well, Sony, and we had that trailer debut in part at South by Southwest this evening around the Game Awards, the Video Game Awards. So some cool announcements. We're going to be partnering for some streams for Zombieland game coming out in the next week or so. And yeah, Zen the Weeb now off to the right side, but some cool mainstream featuring in a sense there for VRML as Flatbush gets that one very well. They're up by 6. This is the first time in this match we've actually seen some separation start to unfold for one of these teams.
Yeah, finally a breakaway under the way here in the third round. Team Geometry taking a 6-point lead here. So there is a team looking to take back, potentially tie it back. Maybe 2 threes will do it if the math does check out with the joust advantage. Mort now with the disc. So they're definitely going to be looking for a few threes here with 4 minutes 30 on the clock.
All right, so Greg, they need to hurry. No, they need to plan it express if they want to be able to get back into this game. So they got to find that game plan and execute to perfection if they can.
Yep, and with that word sneak underway, we're going to be heading back into this round 4 minutes 10. I know it doesn't count if you say word sneak, but I feel bad for the people that just don't know that it happened, and you need to give credit when it's due. Great play there, Palidore, and a great play here from Team Geometry. They do know they have the point advantage, so they can play this passing game every day of the week. 1-2s actions, but here come the regrabs, and this is what makes it a bit scary.
Yeah, and that shot there, Insomniac will take a few rugged bounces, but Mort's gonna get that back, and heading into the catapult. One of their players, but might have been the wrong move, because it's a takeaway, and it's a 3-point play, and they're up 13-4.
Yep, 13-4 here, so Team Geometry, they did very well in the beginning of that, and I thought those regrabs coming from there is a team might have created a bit more pressure to, you know, kind of win it over onto their favor. I mean, forcing a clear practically in that midsection, but it just worked out for Team Geometry in the end. So they were able to convert onto that disc and find those 3 points. So now quite the lead here for Team Geometry. Very different from in comparison to those previous 2 rounds. So there is a team now with 3 minutes still on the clock. So looking to respond here. However, Xander Weeb in the mid side, maintaining that possession, passing it over to the right.
And once more, impressing with the patience here. Been a afternoon/evening full of these tense matches for Team Geometry, but trying to carve their way through the defense, couldn't do so. So nice takeaway. I mean, time's running down, but if they can get a goal here, any goal will do. That'll at least put them closer, you know, inch by inch, and they'll still definitely have a shot at this. So here it is, their opportunity. Can they get it? Past Mort, and Insomniac stunning, slapping back to the trap.
Yeah, Insomniac prioritizing that stun first before using that momentum to create a potential play on the disc here. And that disc off the backboard, it might be a play from Team Geometry. Xander Weeb finalizing those points and taking a strong lead here within the third round, 15-4. There is a team need to be getting themselves back into it.
Yeah, I mean, a double-digit deficit at this point is going to be doubly dangerous in the third round and this crunch time now. So definitely feeling like they're in a crunch. I want to shout out real quick on the note of the word sneak and all that. Jazz, well, Lowe's, Echo, of course, in there. Want to shout them out from High Voltage and from, of course, the Creators team, because Lowe's a very, very large part of, you know, these. Ooh, hold on, as Yoda goes into the Kulfor too, so excuse me, but I'm gonna say a large part of the content creation that we've been seeing on these recaps, and along with Sphinx and some of our other players. So just want to give that out there because I know people enjoy those, and hoping to be increasing the size of the Creators team and all that, and Casters team pretty shortly here as we go into the last third of this season.
Yep, and Team Geometry, they're doing what they do best, just maintaining that possession. They know when they have that point lead, and even earlier, we saw this. There is a team, they do come in with those regrabs, and hold on, making it work for them. This time it will be Yoda now with the disc in, and a long shot will do it for 3. Sniped it practically. Yoda doing very well.
Absolutely, using the force, but actually had some finesse to it as well. 15-9. Okay, that made it all of a sudden interesting. The thing is, they need to score a 3 again and again, and it needs to be really quick. That said, almost a botched joust it looked like coming out of there. They were a little bit delayed out the tunnel, and still maybe a turnover yet, but they need to score if they can get a 3. That's the thing. If you're a Team Geometry, you're just going to be camping that goal. No 3s whatsoever, and they'll still be okay. Getting it to Zen now, and looking like that will be the case as Zen makes the move, and will look for a pass, handing it off. Will not connect, but just the same, the time is about out.
And now Quintum with the disc, trying to find a few more points for their team. However, Greg grabbing that disc and clearing it through the right side. Here comes the follow-up. They're looking to find a few more points before the game ends. And that is quite the sight to see. I mean, Team Geometry doing very well. But, I mean, what a great performance from both teams in general. 2 rounds to 1 heading Team Geometry's way. We had overtimes. We had clutch saves. We had great shots. We had it all here this evening. And what a great game in general.
Absolutely, and Team Geometry, successful showing here on stream and tonight, and yeah, for there is a team, still the same thing despite the results. I mean, they definitely showed their stuff in those first couple rounds, especially, and the fact they made a fight of it, despite the fact that it wasn't long ago they were down by 11 points, right, just a couple minutes back. So they still, at the very end, they still made a fight of it, as don't mind my overlay mess up there. It didn't happen, but we're going to go to the stats screen there from Ignite, get a look at that. Meanwhile, we do have the next match coming up, presumably right away. Hopefully these teams have waited, maybe not, but we do have indeed a stream in OCE coming up next, and we're going to get that between Kadmon and Tricksters, so stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Meters a second that trickled in at. Steel Skydiver, near side tube to Caesar. Caesar going back to Steel.
Sends it back the other way.
Every time I'm so damn lost to what I loved and what I lost, but let's get lost in love tonight.
Caesar up to Saluna. Saluna walking it in. Saluna. Oh, going up the moon face. I can tell you right now, if I was that goalie, I would have been sure that was going to be a shot. Ooh, a ceiling shot, excuse me, a cloud shot there from Original. Not expecting that, and Paper is going to go up 16 to 10.
In possession of it, and Caster's cursed that one. But yeah, Quackheads seem to have a lot more control over this game, nevertheless, as this clear goes straight into the hands of Black. Oh, no way! Tarsis with the 56-meter mail slot.
This one does turn over once again. Venom picking it up, Venom sending it out. A whole bunch of chains and leeches and players and boosts. Silva's going to get there first. Takes a shot. Are you kidding me?
Swear we never say goodbye. Fall asleep to lullabies with something that I thought I'd never find. And what is right and what is wrong, and all I ever saw was love. But let's get lost in love tonight. Hear a second voice inside my head, it's telling me to stay the night again and hold on to the words we always said would be.
Chain's gonna get a whole bunch of stuns go down the back. The Sugar Puff has an empty. Go off the head of Grebo! Unreal! I don't care if it's luck or skill. That was clutch, is what it was.
All right, everybody, hello and welcome back to VR Master League here on Channel 1. We've got a OCE match here between Tricksters and Kadmon, or Kadmon. I'm not sure if you can correct me on that, maybe not. But either way, I'm happy to be back in this this match and getting some more OCE games. It's been a little bit too long for my liking. It's been a couple weeks. My sleep's been strange, but you know what? Accommodating to my schedule this time around, and I'm happy to reciprocate. PAMWOW joining me here in the cast. I'm Palidore, of course, and we're starting this round.
Yeah, there are too many things that I love about this matchup. Tricksters and Kadmon obviously based within two different regions. Tricksters from the Japanese region and Kadmon in the good old Aussie Down Under region. So with that said, Down Under in the offensive region, Mikan finding those opening 2 points.
All right, so first two going Trickster's way, and here you go. I'll get the prediction poll up right now. You got 2 minutes by the by. And with that, 1 minute in and starting this off, right? Got, of course, over on Trickster's side, always great to see Higashi there. One of our newer league moderators here in VRML this season, brought halfway through the season, so doing some great stuff as a great grab goes to Tiubu. And another one right back, Plymouth.
Yep, Plymouth just plummeting himself towards that disc there, finding the intercept, and yet another intercept. He's doing all the things here on the left shoulder now, setting it back. Went for the pass off the nest, however, barely missing his teammate, not James there. So now attempting to recollect it. However, Ikaika trying to find that stun, trying to find that clear. A struggle for the disc from both teams.
You know who bothered that and stunned that out again was also Plymouth. I gotta say, Plymouth rocks at the moment. A lot of great hits and grabs nonetheless. Both, and now maybe a deep shot. Oh, what a hit that would be. It was so very close. Rebound here, though. Might be even a self-rebound. Oh, the duck as well. That mod be ducking, and that is abusive, but also very legal, and I like it. It's over here to Mike, and that is 4 points for them.
3 members of Tricksters converging on the goalkeeper there and finding that stun, collecting the disc, and placing it in the goals there. So a 4-point lead here for Tricksters. And also just wanted to point out something that I've noticed about the teams, at least that I've seen from the Japanese region. I feel like, especially Tricksters, in the initial joust, they dedicate one person to that disc in the middle, and they have 3 people setting up along the mid side. So they have the regrabs until they reach that bow tie section, and until, wait a minute, okay, thanks for cutting me off there, Kai. Let me get back to it. No, I can't get back to it after that shot. What a brilliant shot.
What a well-moderated shot that was. Absolute fury and absolutely tricky. Man, gotta run DMC from this team as Tricksters now launch back out on this defense, and you know Kadmon still looking for their first goal.
Yep, and they might be able to find it here. Now with that steal, it will be not James getting stolen off of, however, himself, as Mikan finds that clear through the mid side. Might work against them, however. It will be Turtle with the disc, clearing it towards the right. Pac-Man not going to find the teammates, however. Ikaika with the clear through the left side. Now, here come the regrabs from Kadmon, and a one-person, two men actually, a ding off the post. Multiple teammates trying to head towards that disc at the same time. Kind of the recurring theme of this game.
And a 3 again. You talk about recurring themes, Pam. Tubu now gets one right off the backboard there. 25-meter shot. They're up 10.
They're placing these discs in angles that I never knew possible. I mean, off the backboard, they're finding quite a few points for themselves now. So Tricksters a 10-point lead with 6 minutes 20 left still to go in the first round. So much action already provided, and it's definitely a lot more action to head our way. I have not had the pleasure of casting over some of these players, especially on the Kadmon side of things. So always interested to see what these players can bring to the game. I mean, and just taking a look at what's happened already. I mean, Tricksters providing so much in so little time, and wow, what a game in general.
Oh, absolutely. And now taking it over, there's not James, and that is a great shot, James, for the first 2 points on Kadmon.
Well, who was it then if it's not James? Who found the shot there? I'm confused now.
Ollie. It's me, Ollie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense now. That makes perfect sense. Thank you very much for clearing that up. Okay,
no
10-2. I'm more confused than ever, but it's okay. We're heading into the right tunnel now. White Bread trying to find that clear, and 2 members of Kadmon will be converging on that. It will be Plimo Rocks.
We got
Plimo
rocks in our mouth
whatever
right
you
now,
want to say.
seems like. Just yeah, well, that's okay. It happens. You should have heard one of my flubs earlier on. I think someone clipped it, so it's gonna live.
Oh no! Was that the B word, or was that the I'll see later word?
Well, we'll see a little later as Plymouth gets that shot. That one rocks quite a bit. No, it was something much more. It was Pally at his au naturel, I'll say.
I read something in the chat, but you know, I'll, just for our sake, I'll keep my mouth in the shuttered zone there, and we're gonna keep Tricksters now in the spotlight. As I mean, although Kadmon have found those recent few points, Tricksters are definitely bringing a bit more to the game. Another backboard shot potentially barely off to the right as Scripted 9 sends that disc through the mid side.
Yeah, and you know, another thing as well, gotta mention as just a potential thing, because we're seeing definitely Kadmon, they're starting to put on some points now, and they're starting to get a little more control more often than they were the first couple minutes. A nice little Dusty, and now a bouncer right to White Bread, however, on that recollect. But sometimes one of the factors too, possibly, just the fact that they haven't been streamed quite as much for Kadmon. Tricksters have had a few streams here and there, but you know, especially when it's, maybe you're not streamed a ton too, I know there is kind of a warm-up period to be able to just forget about the stream and settle into your regular gameplay, and I think we're starting to see that from Kadmon.
Even similar to that, when there's a game that has already passed these previous 2 rounds, wait a minute, 1 second, a close shot there from not James, but after the first 2 rounds have occurred, and just to say one of the teams have won 2 rounds to 0, sometimes they go ahead and play that 3rd round, and you can definitely tell when players have loosened up and they're not feeling any pressure heading into that game. And honestly, I've stood back to watch a few of them, and the plays are actually kind of crazy. And it's like, wow, what was this within the first 2 rounds, whatever the case is. So just, yeah, on top of what you're saying there, you can definitely see a difference in when players loosen up, whether it's from the pressure of not being streamed or just the pressure of the game in general being lifted away. The players definitely head their way into the game. But with that said, Ikaika from the right shoulder finding those 2 points.
Yeah, Kaika had got it. 12-4. To the Twitch chat right there, Typhoon redeeming a hydration. Well, as you saw earlier on, I got myself some pep, so absolutely in a sec. Next time I hand it off to PAMWOW in a second, I'm gonna be silent because I'm chugging. Maybe burping even. Also want to say quick hello to Vapor and Quinton, as well as, who was that asking earlier to stream? Krizu and me boy, my boy. Typhoon is me. And yeah, back to this game though. I know we got some other OCE games potentially, and I will keep you updated on that situation quite soon. But All right, Pam, I'm off to my pep.
Oh, that's just nonsensical, isn't Palidore? You just leave me all by myself. But with that said, a shot off the post, off the top side, barely missing there. A double ding, I believe, but recollecting it. Whitebread found the save and found the clear. What a save there from White.
Wow, yeah, that was just a bundle of joy. Not James there, being stunned though, and that's back into the blue zone and almost into the goal zone. And we'll be taken here with a chance at a recovery. There it is from Higashi, who's been having a pretty good match so far. Trying to pass it off to the player at the nest there. And instead, clear and back now to another attempt at this offense for Whitebread and Co. So, you know, they've got a sturdy lead so far and about to hit that ice territory with maybe another one here soon.
Yeah, I mean, there are two approaches to when you have that point lead. I mean, in the previous game, we saw how Team Geometry, they had that point lead and they took their time and they tried to burn out the clock. But then you can even take the opposite approach. I mean, finding more points and just hammering that nail down, you can definitely really oppress the opposition heading into that next round. But with that said, a close shot there from not James. Attempting to recover it now will be Turtle, I believe. Nope, it's going to be Plimo. Oh, not James.
Wait, well, if not James, then who? Oh, wait, we already read that before.
Ollie. I think it's, yeah.
Oh, what? Or maybe Ollie, or maybe not Chuck Norris. I don't know. There's a lot of knots. There's a lot of knots that are. I'm a pirate. Plymouth Rock. They're a pirate. They just stole the disc.
How dare you steal my disc and now making use of it off the backboard? Don't tell me. That was definitely close. Too close for comfort there for my sake. I mean, my heart can't take it anymore. But now off the mid side, it will be Scripted 9, sending that disc off to the left side. And now the rollout from Kadmon, potentially. They're trying to grab onto that disc, but the defensive regrabs from Tricksters will get there first, but Scripted. That's just, it's too good to be true. Yeah, nah, it's in the name, it's Scripted. We're going to be heading into the second round, however, but Trickster is taking it away. What a great shot there from Scripted.
Absolutely. That's something you can pack in the bags and take to the next round on, you know, right out the gates. Feeling good because they got that last score. And now, as a result, however slightly or majorly, I mean, you know, they've got a little extra juice to go into that battery and something to kind of take with them. So, yeah, great round, though, on behalf of Tricksters, still able to kind of double up on the score there and seeing if they can close this in two. Of course, we're never hoping for that on the casters end of things, but that's because we're just selfish monsters who just want these teams to exert themselves until they can't go anymore.
Yes. Get to round 3 overtime. Yes.
Play, my puppets, play. Yeah, something like that, yeah. But
it's all good fun though. It's great watching these teams play, especially from the different regions. I feel like you never get to see the different members of different regions heading up against each other. I mean, certainly you'll find players with, you know, the different nationalities. Sometimes you'll have an occurrence of, you know, maybe a player from Canada or heading up against the player from the United States. But, you know, it's seeing two completely opposite teams from different regions heading up against each other. It brings a lot of new stuff to the game, and it brings a lot of new thoughts to the gameplay. I mean, we might see it again from Tricks this year, but take a look at their approach to the initial joust. They do dedicate 1 man to grabbing that disc and 3 wrapping around the bow tie, unless they change it up now in the second round, which they do, and they have done in the past as well. So definitely a lot of coincidences, but maybe it's a game plan that I'm exposing, so I'm going to keep my mouth in the shut zone again.
My apologies, the stats, indeed, as you might have noticed, were a little bit outdated there. Should be fixed for the next time around. I'll give you a good look at them on the next score, presuming I don't go bird-brained and forget. But that said, I'll forget that for a second, because Hubu almost had that catch. Could have led... Actually, we'll just get it right back. Could have led to the score, but just ever persistent on those dives. Kadmon, but another take-back. Whitebread for Tricksters back at the offense.
Now Ikaika making his way into the bubble, but the save, that was from the regrab. Oh my goodness, don't tell me, not James. He came in from the regrab, he found the steal, but the momentum of the disc carried its way through into the goals. What a... Help me with the words.
I don't have words, I just have stats as promised. I remembered, and that is a victory in itself. That said, for posterity on the stream there, because we didn't have them between the rounds. But now, launching out, that was definitely, as I said, it's a night of unusual plays on stream tonight, stemming from the North American games earlier on. It's gonna continue, and I'm fine with this here in the final weekend before Challenger Cup 2 next weekend.
Yeah, some call that play Scuffy. I call it Scoffy, as Scoffy subscribes at the tier 3 in the chat there. Huge shout out there. So thanks you again for joining us here for the stream, and thanks to everybody as well
for joining us here for the stream. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm fairly confident. I talked about first. That might be our first tier 3 sub. We don't have extra incentives for tier 3, so now I kind of feel bad that you did so. Tier 1, we've got a lot of tier 1 subs, a lot of support from the community. You may be very well our first actual tier 3 sub. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Write it down somewhere. Someone somewhere write it down. Put it in things to remember in the Discord. Do we have a channel for that? We need to get one now dedicated to Shoffy. But with that said, I mean, what a game to do it on though, from 2 different regions heading up against each other. White Bread now, he's been finding quite a few saves and trying to find that shot. Went for that slight pass in the last second, however, not going to work out in the end. Now Kadmon with the disc, clearing it towards that left side.
Yeah, okay, so Scripted 9 getting that clear, but it will be Hagashi with a take back. Plymouth Rocks and Scripted trying to get their stacks back, but Hagashi there was interrupting a couple different times. That's going to fly right back towards them. Scripted there being stunned. And Mike, no, not Mike, I always want to say Mikan, but it's Mikan, right? I think. But
yeah,
we'll be here.
Let's just say this. It's going to be very difficult getting accustomed to all these different names that we're being presented with, especially from the Japanese region, because, you know, we all pronounce different things differently. I mean, even when I was joining the American region, I'll pronounce it maybe a moderator or something with my horrible accent, and they'll say, "Hey, Cost, what are you saying, Pam?" Well, I'll say, I don't know,
but when
man,
you do it, I think it's, I don't know, when it's an American accent mispronouncing, it just comes across as ignorant. When it's an Australian accent, it's kind of nice. So, you know, it's never a mistake when you do it. It's only a mistake when I do it.
Well, thanks, Palidore. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that maybe I should actually purposely do that from now on and just see people's reactions, because I want to see if people will hesitate to correct me, or if they'll say, "Ah, no, I like it," and they'll just leave it.
Probably the latter.
Sir
Dimeway. Oh, there was a good one earlier. Sputnik, when we were in the pre-stream for venues, had said, instead of Sir Dimwee or so much for subtlety, he said, Duddledee. And he mixed the two. It was fantastic. I'm a huge fan, and I will be continuing to use that for the rest of my life.
That's so good. What else is good is Kadmon with the disc. They're trying to make a play here onto the side of Tricksters, and I mean, compared to the first round, Tricksters at around about the same time, he had a 10-point lead on Kadmon, but now just a 2-point lead. So Kadmon definitely bringing a bit more of their game here in the second round. Now it will be flying with the disc, sending it back, resetting it back, barely missing the teammate there as they attempt to quickly grab onto this disc and send it back to their team. But yet another subscription here in the chat. Tarpon Keeper, that's a keeper. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Tarpon Keeper, and everyone there, Shafi as well, of course, Rowdy, who just followed us. And right now, that is a Rowdy artifact, as a matter of fact. It's 5 points now on the board. Tricksters off a stellar 3 from Mikan.
There was a slight pause, a slight space dedicated to breathing for Kadmon. I feel like Tricksters, they were bringing in a lot of heat within that first round, and within this second, they found those first 2 points, but there was a lot of time for Kadmon to kind of bring themselves back into this round here. But those 3 points now that Tricksters have found might just spell the end of Kadmon potentially. I mean, within this second round, still a lot of time left, still a lot of potential left, but Tricksters definitely going to be asserting a lot more pressure now as we see a 4-on-1 situation working out for Kadmon.
And a bouncy clear will go low, go high, and seeing as the teams fly into it, collected by White Bread just with about a second to spare. Now a ricochet clear, Scripted 9 will leave a indentation there on Hagashi with a stun, but now a double KO will be Hagashi coming out of that with the disc, with a clear, quite successfully at that, as it goes back to the blue zone.
Yeah, I mean, 2 or 3 points and Kadmon are still back into this game, so if they can find it, those regrabs were there from Tricksters, unfortunately not able to nail that disc. So Kadmon now looking to retaliate with the counterattack, potentially great slap there coming from Trickster's Whitebread, as Whitebread makes his way back to the goals there to potentially find that monster save, but it will be Kaika Higashi doing just that, clearing it towards that right side.
Oh my gosh, that was super nice. The things I'm seeing from Higashi now in these streams, offense, defense, it has a little bit of everything, it seems like. Definitely helping lead the way here, but not James trying to pave the way for maybe their first points. You see Plymouth Rocks on the other side was calling for that pass perhaps, but disruptive, guess who? It's Higashi taking it back, and that's another clear up top, and even gets to the leech, so all the moves in the book, but booking it to the other side, and another clear to an intercept to Whitebread.
And now Whitebread with the disc, avoiding that star coming from Kadmon, funneling it back towards that offensive side here. So it will be Kaika Higashi with the disc. Does have Tubi behind him. They're looking to find a play. That was a serious shot on the target. They're barely missing. And Kadmon now with the response. 2 minutes 50 on the clock. And so much time, so much space to respond here.
Yeah, still plenty of it. I mean, we're only 2 goals away from this being a tie or even a lead for Kadmon, depending on the math and how much that checks out, Pam. But with that, a lot of jukes from Whitebread, and that's going to be money for just a little bit, but eventually the bread crumbling. And back to Plymouth now, a chance if they can boost into this, but no, the stuns will disrupt that opportunity.
Such an awkward position to be in some of those times. I mean, taking a look at Ikaika there in the goals. I mean, you see that disc heading its way around your goals, but you always, oh my goodness, off the backboard. Oh, we've seen too many of those this evening, and nearly another there from Tricksters to take a devastating blow for Kadmon. However, they're not letting go of the play just yet, sending it back to the mid. Mikan fighting those two.
Oh, and that might be at this juncture that's approaching some ice territory. Still time for sure, but now all of a sudden what would look like a very reachable comeback is now one of those situations that will require a little bit more of the heroics thrown in than usual. So we'll see. 142 remaining.
And with that said, that will be the attempted clear. Potentially those regrabs from Tricksters applying some pressure. And that three-pointer definitely applying pressure. I mean, very close to the goals indeed. However, they are going to be able to get that disc away from their bubble. Kadmon now attempting to force it through that mid-side. However, Whitebread found the stun and found the clear. So now looking to follow up. However, Kadmon are on it.
And speed is going to be the most consequential thing. I mean, of course, causing a turnover, but they need to get that to the other side of the floor fast. You know, get themselves their stacks, and they need to be busting down in a hurry.
Yep, and welcome Lolo Rave to the stream. Welcome to everybody watching. Great to see you all in the chat here. And what a great game we've had to witness as of yet, and still have a game yet to come. I mean, we've got Outlaws and Leviathan, so stay tuned for that. But with that said, Tricksters and Kadmon at the moment. Tricksters taking away that first round, so now heading into this second, and they're looking very strong in terms of taking away the game. Kadmon might need to find a few points to exit the game, but with that said, Tricksters definitely might be your victors here this evening.
Yeah, looking like it as Tubu take it. Sends a clear right lane, and actually will not squeeze it past, so taken back by Turtle Warfare. And definitely at least getting an opportunity maybe for one more goal, but as I say that, just the flyby and the stun before a clear from Tubu.
Yep, and potentially the final play of the game here. 5 seconds left on the clock. Tricksters looking to find those final few points potentially. Mikan sending it in for 3, and that will close out the game. 2 rounds to none. Tricksters bringing in the fire. I mean, what a great series of points we saw there from Tricksters. Kadmon as well. I mean, holding on, unable to take the lead, unfortunately, towards that last round. I feel like in that second round at the start, Kadmon definitely had so many plays revolving around the goal there, and they definitely were in an opportunity to strike hard and strike back. But Tricksters, I mean, finding that, I feel like those first 3 points that after the 2-pointer, that 3-pointer that we found, that crazy 3-pointer from Tricksters, I feel like that kind of brought back that momentum to their side here. But with that said, I mean, yeah, great game overall. Tricksters definitely doing very well here, and great to have casted it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, happy to be able to cast both these teams. You know, Tricksters, as I mentioned, got a few of their matches here across the season, certainly. But yeah, for Kadmon, now granted, they've only had a couple matches as a roster here, of course, so there hasn't been a lot of opportunities regardless, but glad to be able to get them here bright and early, and, you know, going up against a tough matchup, certainly in Tricksters, who've been just getting continually better over the weeks and over the course of the season. I mean, that's been a constant theme, you know, everywhere, and just generally speaking, but you just see the tangible climbs, you know, up those ladders. You know, this is going to put, for Tricksters, a step closer. They're going to be 12 wins and 13 losses. So, I mean, they're definitely, you know, putting it on after, in their initial weeks of play in the early season, you know, we're dropping some matches there as they were brand new, but then it progressively just been putting on more wins, getting some streaks in there even. And, you know, with that, they're going to just inch closer and closer to that 500, that 50-50 win-loss mark. But meanwhile, I still think on the whole, Kadmon still showing up sufficiently and doing a good job, you know, to never give up on any of those plays. And like I said, first round close, second round couldn't quite get the momentum behind them that time, but you know, one of those situations where we say, Pam, just a matter of time, right?
Yeah, I mean, even taking a look at Kadmon now, this is a relatively new team. I mean, this is, I believe, their third game now. So, yeah. I mean, you have already, they've demonstrated that they do have the ability to make those plays. I mean, we saw it within the first round as well. Unfortunately, unable to execute within the second round, but the plays are definitely there. This is kind of like what we've mentioned throughout, I believe, all of Season 2 with these new and upcoming teams. You have to look out for them. Kadmon especially, I mean, just taking a look at the chemistry already, they've only played 3 games together and the passes are already there. The team, you can definitely tell, you can definitely see the teamwork with this team, Kadmon. So yeah, with that said, a lot of good stuff to head our way in the near future. But yeah, Kadmon, hang in there. Tricksters, very good stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And real quick, let's get back on cam street here. So, had to make a decision time. I felt like, you know, I was, before this stream, once again, I was kind of, you know, 8-minute power nap. I didn't know how I was going. For those who've been wondering why I haven't even been streaming much the last week up until the last couple days, sleep, you know, just trying to reset, among other things, but mostly sleep. I'll cast it. Yes, I will. Which is to say, we've got ourselves Outlaws, and we've got Leviathan, and that's coming in, what, about 45 minutes, give or take. So, I'm game. I'm game. That's gonna be fun. I mean, how could you miss that, you know?
Let's go! Leviathan and Outlaws. I mean, it's always a thrill to be able to cast this specific game, and everyone in the Oceanic community is always looking forward to this game, the Clash of the Titans. So much great stuff heading our way. Outlaws and Leviathan, you have to see it to believe it. The amount of things that come out from these games is insane, and it's always... I can't believe my eyes sometimes what I'm watching from these games. It's just too crazy to comprehend. Yeah. I need to get myself another can of well, Dr. Pepper, but I'll try organize something. Maybe I'll need to contact Cam Jam or something. But yeah, with that said, that will be heading our way. That match will be heading our way in about an hour from now, or under an hour,
45 minutes, yeah. So, you know, time zones and all that. This is a very awkward time of the night in terms of trying to translate for everyone, because this is like the point where some parts are Europe anyways. They're just waking up, so there could be some European players in there. This is still late enough, you know, early enough in the night. It's late, but it's still early enough where there's plenty of Americans awake. And of course, it's OCE match, and it's prime time for OCE, so numbers. 45 minutes from now, or 46 if you want to be really specific. But we're going to be right back here on Channel 1 with that match, rest assured. I see people stopping by from that match as well, and yeah, good games for sure. Thank you guys for joining. I want to say another quick thank you, of course, to Tarpon Keeper for the Prime subscription there, and Shafi with the Tier 3. Oh, Shoofly, don't bother me. Anyways, yes, like I said, it's a night of firsts. I've seen a lot of new things, and Tier 3, admittedly, I mean, like I said, we're in no shortage of super awesome and supportive viewers, you know, constantly subscribing and gifting bits and stuff. Oh, saw someone ask about how you get into the front row. Sorry about that. If you hover over, while we're live, if you hover over the video player, you should see a button on the right side. I think it's like 100 bits minimum, which is like $1 US or something. And yeah, your name will stick there for 20 days now, I believe it is. Yeah, 20 days. So just about 3 weeks. And you know, another way to support the stream and have your name kind of permanently there for all the VODs that occur in that time window. And of course, we stream every single day, so that's a lot of VODs. But, you know, like I said, we're no shortage of super supportive and generous people in this community, Pam. But first time at tier 3, I mean, that's a new one. I almost feel bad because there's no bonus rewards, just because, I mean, it's not been in demand. And we never asked for it, but when it comes, it's pretty cool. So appreciate that.
Yeah, well, we got a bit of time to maybe head into the think tank about that one, the tier 3 subscriber reward. I mean, but if it means anything, huge thank you from all of us here in the community. I mean, we all are volunteering for this, so it really means a lot for everybody. Even sitting here and watching, maybe leaving a message in chat, it really means a lot. So huge thank yous and warm thank yous to everybody in the chat there. And yeah, thanks again for all the subs and all the messages. Seeing the GGs in the chat, like Palidore said, from members of the game, Kaika Igashi. Great plays there, mate. Yeah, and as well as Insomniac from the previous. So yeah, huge stuff all around. Great stuff all around, and yeah, great cast.
All right, couldn't agree more. It was fun times, and we got one more, as Pam alluded to. When we're talking matchups between Leviathan and Outlaw, really anyone, and I was mentioning this earlier, anyone in those especially, it seems like the top 3 or 4 for OCE, disproportionate amount of game-winning saves, headbutt game-winning saves, round-winning saves, long-distance flings. I'm just saying, it seems to be a recurring theme. We get a lot of crazy finishes to these games between these teams, especially right there at the top. I'm looking forward to it. So, join us. That's going to be, again, 45 minutes away, a little bit less now, but you know what I mean. So stay tuned here on VRML 1. We will be back. I've been Palidore. That's been PAMWOW. And this has been a fun time. You guys are great. So be happy, healthy, safe, and be good to each other. Did I choose a prediction outcome? I didn't. Wow, that took me a long time. I'm sorry. And we'll see you again real soon for the next one. Have a good night.
See you later, mates.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.